Hey man, I hate to be that guy. I hate to be that guy. But right now in sports, the prototypical athlete, let's break it down. They usually got a black daddy, white mama. And I ain't saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying this is what we usually see, right? You got Pat Mahomes. You got Tyrese Haliburton. You got the Ball brothers. And usually, the mamas is more reserved. And for whatever reason, the daddies, they on 10. They from the ghetto. They from the hood. You know what I'm saying? They used to take their little suburban child back to the trenches to hoop. And that's where they get that dog from them. And Tyrese, last night, your daddy showed exactly who he was. And you showed exactly who you were too throughout this series because you didn't back down. I got to give you a salute. Now, I do think that, the injuries kind of helped you out, kind of like last year too. But I also think that you was fueled because they said Tyrese Haliburton was the most overrated player in the league. The league voted this. And he showed, I'm a dog. And he took the former MVP, one of the best players in the world, to the rack for the game to send them home packing. But that moment was overshadowed by Mr. Haliburton. Yeah, Daddy Haliburton. Because at first, I'm watching this live and all I see is Giannis in some young old dude's face. And I ended up putting that together. I'm like, why is Giannis in Mr. Haliburton's face? And I was like, he had to say something to him. He had to do something to trigger Giannis. And I was correct. I bet you're wondering, how did we get to that point? Well, let's take a look. Yeah, man, it looked like Mr. Haliburton had one too many natural lights. He thought that he was part of the squad. He thought this was the AAU days where you've been competing Friday, Saturday, and the championship on Sunday. And he exhausted. He done drove to Tennessee. He done won that against one of the top teams that was talking shit. The daddy's been talking shit back and forth. His team finally won. And he had to let them know. But what he doesn't realize is that this is professional sports. And Giannis probably had to do whatever he had to hold on to all of his anger, his frustration. You already done lost. You gave up the game winner. Your team had the game sold up. They was up by 20-something at one point. And you gotta hold in your frustrations when this old ass man that you know that you could beat up like the gorilla versus 100 men. You gotta hold your frustration and he's all in your face saying, this is what the fuck I do. Yeah, nigga, Mr. Haliburton to you. Now tensions would get high, not only on the court, but in the TNT studio. And we know sometimes that Shaq, he doesn't really give the most logical explanations. See, Shaq is an emotional man. He's one of those emotional niggas that call you emotional while he's being emotional. That's just how he operates. He's one of those people who try to be overly tough. I get it, Shaq, you were a dog, but let's not act like you just was the most perfect athlete. That's what I feel like he tries to give off sometimes. And this was one of those moments because everybody and their mama know that Tyrese Haliburton daddy was wrong. And they know that that is not something that you usually have to deal with. Yes, you deal with fans heckling you. You deal with fans saying crazy stuff to you. But normally after a loss, you don't deal with a fan running onto the court especially a father of an athlete, and getting in your face and talking crazy to you. But according to Shaq, this comes with the territory.
No, he's not supposed to be on the court. He's not supposed to be on the court.
Giannis talk to him. Forget all that.
And just to interrupt real quick, at this point, I guess they didn't have the context that the daddy came and talked to Giannis first.
He was on the court.
So what?
You think he said something? He probably know who his dad is.
Stop it. Giannis said something.
No, because he's on the court in his face.
So what? Everybody on the court.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
No, you cannot do that.
Giannis said something to him.
So you think his dad was
correct?
No, his dad was 100% wrong.
Giannis is wrong?
Bro, Giannis said something to him.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
No, he not.
Look, right there.
No, his dad
Giannis
is coming up to him. What is his dad doing on the court? His dad is not supposed to be on the court. You can yell as much as you want to. He's an idiot. If you think that's right, you're an idiot too.
Giannis said something.
No, that's not true. No, I'm just telling you. That dad is an idiot, and if you think he's an idiot, you're an idiot too.
I will say that
no.
His dad is always on the court.
I will say this. We all have met his dad, and he has.
His dad's always on the court.
He should be on the court.
You don't have an entitlement because your son is playing to be on the court.
Hold on, time out. He's always on the court.
He shouldn't be on the court.
I don't care. He's always on the court.
He should not be on the court talking to other players.
Bro, Giannis said something to him. He didn't say
came up
nothing
to
to Giannis.
Giannis.
No, he did not.
No, that's not true.
He couldn't have said
Walking in the line behind his son.
What do you mean walking in line behind his son? He shouldn't be on the court. He didn't play in the game.
Always on the court.
No, he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be.
On the court.
No,
there's no entitlement for that.
On the court.
Now, they are absolutely correct. His dad should not be on the court, whether he's always on the court or not. I guarantee you for the rest of the playoffs, his dad will not be on that court. Hell, he might not even be courtside. They might just put him in the press box. I'm not sure, but I can guarantee you this. His daddy will think twice before he go on that court and taunt another player for the rest of Tyrese Haliburton's career. Now, they would finally get the context, and you would think that Shaq would put his pride to the side and walk it down, but no. No, he didn't walk it back. He would say, well, it comes with the territory.
Does your view change now that you've heard that?
No, because
and you saw the towel?
I don't care. It comes with the territory.
It does not.
No, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So what would you? Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. If it comes with the territory, and a fan or a dad comes up to you after you win and puts a towel in the face and curses at you, what would you have done?
I played 19 years.
What would you have done?
Listen, you can't do nothing because we're not allowed to do anything. I played 19 years. That happens plenty of times.
It does not happen when a family member's on the court as you celebrate.
Bro, a fan. Yes, it does. A fan. Yes, it does.
That does not happen. You see, the thing that bothers me about it.
It does. Hold on, Kenny. Kenny. When we lost to Houston, you don't think people had brooms going to the locker room hitting us with freaking brooms?
That ain't the same as one.
It is the same thing. It's a fan. He's a fan. Forget he's a fan. He's a fan.
It's not the same thing.
It comes
with the territory. Just because you said something, you yell to make it true. It don't make it true.
It does make it true.
The thing that bothers me, Ernie, the thing that bothers me, if Giannis had to whoop his ass, Giannis would be in trouble. No fan should come on the court harassing a player during the game. They do not come on the court.
And so I will say that if they do all the time or if they don't all the time,
they're just soft.
Because you pay for a ticket doesn't entitle you to be on the floor.
It doesn't matter. It comes with the territory. He lost. Get him out of that. Listen, he lost.
If you have access to get there, doesn't make it right, and you're not entitled to. You're not entitled to interrogate to antagonize players. That is not right. He is 100% wrong.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying don't be a punk and whine about it. It comes to the territory. It happens. You move on.
He didn't whine about it.
You lose and you move on.
No, that's not. And you know what's really amazing, Ernie? And let me tell you what another thing bothers me. If the Cavaliers were to beat them, and one of their family members did that to his son, he'd blow a gasket. He would blow a gasket. If the Cavaliers beat the Pacers, and one of their
Mitchell's dad
came out there and started, Haliburton's dad would go crazy because he knows that's
we like his dad, but that's
you're supposed to go crazy. But hey, man,
I'm glad Haliburton.
But there's a difference between being excited about winning the thing and then getting into somebody's face.
I don't care what y'all talking about. It comes with the listen. I done played 19. I done went to Ole Miss, Mississippi State, where they do a lot of stuff.
And they were wrong too.
But it doesn't matter.
That's right. And they were wrong too.
It comes with the territory, and you don't hear me whine about it. When I lose, I go home and regroup and come back. That's all I'm saying.
No, I just highly disagree with Shaq, man. I think that these fans get too entitled. They get on the court That doesn't come with the territory. That's not something that we often see. Do we see back and forths with fans? Yes, most fans know to stay in their seats. Most fans know that they can talk shit, but you can't just go ahead and taunt and get in the faces of the players. That's just what it is. That does not come with the territory. And then to say you can't whine and complain about it when we didn't even know what Giannis did. We just saw him get in the face of Mr. Haliburton. But Giannis did end up speaking in his press conference, and this is what he said about it.
Kind of everything. Just what happened kind of out on the floor after the game?
Nothing. And this is the last thing I'm going to say. I won't talk a lot. We lost the game. It doesn't really matter. One thing I'll say is that I believe like being humble in victory. That's how I am. Now there can be a lot of people out there that are like, no, when you win the game, you gotta talk shit and it's a green light for you to be disrespectful towards somebody else. I disagree. I've won the championship. They haven't. Okay, and that doesn't even say anything. I'm not trying to minimize their effort, but I remember when I won. My mom, that she's never missed the games from February 11th or 13th when she came in Milwaukee against the Knicks. She never missed a game. When we won the championship, I remember my mom, she was scared to cross. She was like, am I allowed to come and hug my son? I see, except now my brother does media. For this year, he wants to come back and play. But like, except in that, you've never seen my family like see courtside. See, this is not something that we do. We don't. I try to keep my family away from the game. But losing the game, emotions run high. Having a fan, which at the moment I thought he was a fan, but then I realized it was Tyrese's son, which I love. Tyrese, I think he's a great competitor. He was his dad, sorry. Coming in the floor and showing me his son a towel with his face. This is what we do. This is what we effing do. This the F we do. This. I feel like that's very, very disrespectful. My dad, if you guys go and ask and learn, my dad's not with us no more. My dad used to come in the family room and he was the most respectful person ever. When you come from nothing and you've worked your whole life to sell stuff in the street, and your whole life you'll be scared of the police of deporting you and sending you back to your country. You have to protect your kids with all means. You create this mentality of being humble your whole life, to not kind of disrespect anybody, not make the tension high, the emotions high, so anybody can snitch on you, say something bad about you. So when he came here, I remember I was like, Dad, why are you so humble? Why are you going to the family room? You don't even say a word. You sit in the back. Why are you like that? Don't worry about it. Don't worry. That's how I grew up. That's what I had around. So when I see other dads, which don't disrespect me, maybe if my son play basketball, I might be in the court. I might be the one on the court, and like 20 years later, you can play this interview and say, Giannis, you're contradicting yourself. But we'll see in 20 years. But I'm talking about right now how I feel. Having somebody's dad, which I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for his son, and I'm happy that he's happy for his son. That's how you're supposed to feel. But coming to me and disrespecting me and cursing at me, I think is totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. Okay? And I'm not the guy that points fingers, because in my neighborhood, snitches get stitches. So I don't want to say something, for him to get fined or anything. But it's not respectful. I talked with him at the end, and I think we're in a good place.
Yeah, in the words of Kevin Gates, penitentiary rules are now in effect. Yeah, meaning everybody be respectful. Everybody respect each other's space. Everybody act like they got some manners. Now, I don't know why Kevin Gates said that, because he clearly didn't have none of that when he was talking about LeBron's wife. But that's another story for another day. If you ain't seen the video, go on my channel and go look at it. Now, Tyrese Haliburton would come and speak on it, and he would basically throw his dad under the bus too, saying, nigga, your drunk ass knew what the hell you was doing, and I done told your ass to lay off the natural lights and don't come on this court. Now, I'm sitting here laughing because if I was a professional athlete Tyrese Haliburton daddy is definitely my pops. That's exactly what my pops would have did, even if I told him not to do it.
You know, as far as the incident between Giannis and my pops, I had no idea it happened until I got to the back and was showed the video. Me and my pops have talked about that, and I don't agree with, you know, what transpired there from him. You know, I think basketball is basketball, and let's keep it on the court. And I think that he just, you know, got excited, saw his son make a game winner, and came on the court. But I think we had a conversation, and, you know, I think he just needs to just allow me to just play basketball, stay over there. I'll come to him to celebrate. But I think just the emotions of the game just got excited there. But I talked with him. I'll talk with Giannis eventually about it. Just, you know, I don't think that my pops was in the right at all there, and unfortunate, you know, what happened in the end there. But I mean, this series was a lot of war of words, a lot of war of antics, a lot of stuff going back and forth, and that's just part of, you know, this rivalry and what we've built here over the last couple of years. And you know, it's unfortunate what happened there, but I think it's just competition. And as far as my pops, again, I don't agree what happened there. We'll have a conversation. You know, everybody's grown men, and you know, we'll just go from there.
Hey man, all I know is real NBA is bike, man. It seemed like the regular season, we don't really need that, man. Let's get to the playoffs, because when the playoffs come, these boys getting serious. These boys getting physical. You know what I'm saying? We got Ant pushing on LeBron. We got Tyrese Haliburton talking shit all series. You know what I'm saying? Dame talking shit. You know, I hope that his Achilles get better. We got the Rockets and the Warriors. They pushing all on each other, man. Real NBA bike, man. We need scuffles, shuffles, and kerfuffles. You hear me? And the only thing I say is that while this was disrespectful by Tyrese Haliburton's daddy, he just added fuel to the fire, because guess what? If they meet up next year in the playoffs or during the season, you know it's going to be intense. It's going to get intense, so I'm here for it, man. NBA bike. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation, man. Do y'all think that this comes with the territory like Shaq said? Or should Mr. Haliburton got his head knocked between the washer and dryer? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. And we out, baby. Boom!
Just LaFlare.
It's him.